Welcome once again. We're back with Shelf Life Book Reviews Online, where I present to you, the faithful reader, a book that is very, very highly recommended. And this one is definitely a cut above the others. It is Weird Science, the EC Archives, Volume 3. This is published by Dark Horse, and it is retailing at $25.99. Opening one of these books is like opening a present on Christmas morning. EC Comics was, definitely quite the comic company back in the 50s. And Dark Horse has reproduced dozens of their titles. And EC, which stood for Entertaining Comics, Educational Comics, whatever you wanted to call it, it was a very controversial comic book company back in the 50s who had to tone down their stories because they were so graphic that people were worried that children were being corrupted. But now in this series of reproductions, it is reproduced verbatim. The color's been enhanced, but still, it is amazing to read what people were entertained by back in the 1950s. And I'm trying to get a cover here because the covers are all reproduced as well too. As well, there are stories in here that were adapted from books by Ray Bradbury. And so they also had some of the best artists out there. Wally and Joe Orlando were just two of the artists who went on, to great fame and fortune with other comic companies, whether it was Charlton, DC, or even Marvel. But these stories are so entertaining. They are reproduced from the issues of Weird Science, issues 13 through 18, back in 1952, or I think it was 1951 and 52. The stories are exceptional, and there are some standouts. One of the ones is A Weighty Decision, where these three men were ready to take a rocket ship to the moon for the first time, but they had to adhere to very strict regulations, such as the weight of the rocket ship, including the people inside, had to be right down to the exact pound. In fact, the men had to lose weight so they could go. So they got right to their weight, and one of the men had to say goodbye to his girlfriend for a while because he was going to the moon. And so they get in space and they find they're going through a lot of rocket fuel for some reason. And by the time they get to the moon, they find out that the girl who was in love with one of the men has stowed away on board, making the rocket ship a lot heavier than it should have been. So they face a great dilemma because the only way to get back to Earth is to get them down to the exact weight that they were. So the girl has to stay on the moon and say goodbye to everybody. So that's a really quirky tale. The other one is called Miscalculation, that I really enjoyed. This man wanted his own do-it-yourself harem kit, so he sent away for all these products, salt and chemicals and things. So he mixed them in his bathtub, and he found that he had the wrong mixtures. The first girl was too big, the second one was too small. It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. This bed isn't, too big, too small, too short. But what happened is the chemicals dripped to the apartment down below, and the man who lived down below suddenly found that he had the perfect woman who was created from all these chemicals. So there are a lot of neat endings. There are over 20 reproductions of actual stories, and some of the ones that do stand out, besides the others two I mentioned, were The People's Choice, The Martians, Inside Story, Given the Air, H-E-I-R, and Down to Earth. And they are just really, like I said, an exceptional read. So if you haven't seen a EC Archives book from Dark Horse Comics, please give it a look, because if you're a comics fan, you will absolutely enjoy this from first page to last, and you'll want to read it again and again and again. So that's the book I wanted to draw to your attention today. If you do purchase it, please let me know if you do agree with my review. So thank you for watching. I will be back again with another exceptional book. So until then, stay safe, stay sane, stay in touch, and I will see you at the bookstore. Bye for now.